So hello traders, welcome back to another video. Again, we're still moving in the prop direction. So often traders normally like asking me and Caleb, in your experience, which prop firm should I buy? If I'm buying the prop firm, which payment method should I use? If I'm getting a payout, how should I handle my payout? So I'm going to answer these and other questions that are commonly asked about prop firms. And the first question that normally people ask me is, which are the best firms for me to use? And I'm going to list at least 5 firms that I've personally used. And I'll start from the top, from the bottom, going to my best. So the one that I'll name as the top pick will be the one that I favor the most. However, in my experience trading prop firms, I will really caution anyone who wants to believe that you can make this your long-term sustainable path to wealth creation. You can make 100, 200, 300, 400,000, but in my experience, I've seen that the more profitable you are, the more likely these firms are to push you out. So you can make money, and you should pursue it as an opportunity to make money. But if you're really looking for a path to long-term wealth creation, I think a career in finance is more promising, or a career in at least a profitable or a reputable prop firm where you walk into the office every morning and you trade for them is more promising than you trying to make your living out of these evaluation firms. However, these evaluation firms can also give you a lot of money, especially if you're in Kenya. I'm sure there are very few Kenyans who make $10,000, $15,000 a month. And using these evaluation firms, you can at least do that for a year, 2 or 3. Don't get me wrong also. You can't do it forever, but for a year, 2 or 3, you can do it. So the upside is still there. You should be taking risks here.
We're giving you the chance to learn Forex for free at Financial Hub. But there's a little twist to it. All you need to do is find your Paperstone account, and boom, you're all in. Deposit $100 and get access to our basic course, perfect for beginners. Or deposit $250 and get access to our exclusive course that is best for advanced traders. Why is this huge? Because you get to learn while you earn. Trade the real money and get real experience. And also you get lifetime access. Once you're in, you're in.
Now my number one firm, and for all these firms, don't ask me about the different evaluation firms. Ever since I started trading prop firms, I have always gone with the basic model, or the one that is most popular, whereby you do your phase 1, which is 8%, you pass, you do your phase 2, 5%, you pass, and then you get to the funding stage. That's the only way I have known on how to trade prop firms, and specifically the prop firms that I've been trading. And I've done this now consistently, I think ever since 2022. Yeah. So the whole of 2022, 2023, 24, and now 25. I think this is my 4th year trading prop firms. So the number one firm that I would like to champion for is a firm called ForTraders. ForTraders is a prop firm based in Dubai. I've used it. I've owned 2 accounts with them. I bought the first account, I think, a year ago, not last year, a time like now, 2 years ago, I think. I traded with them, breached that account, lost it, bought another one, and I still have that other account that I have, and I'm trading it. So ForTraders comes out as top. The only risk with them is their daily drawdown is somehow moving. It's a moving target. So if the day skips and you have made money and then the day reverses and that money is lost, you'll somehow breach the account. That's how I breached my first account. I didn't know, and I ended up losing about 100k account. I think their biggest account is actually 100k. They don't offer 200k. What I like about them is their support. They're very quick. And a disclaimer, I'm not doing this because I'm promoting any platform or any firm. No, I'm just sharing insights and answering questions based on what you guys have asked. So here I won't tell you click on any link, and like when we are working with Paperstone, here I don't have any promotional aspect into it. So ForeTraders comes off as the number 5 firm. I would encourage anyone who's looking to own a prop account to at least take up a challenge with them. Their systems are quite good. Their withdrawals take place on time. They are quite fast and they don't have many hidden rules. Okay. The next firm that will come off as number 4 in my list is Funded Next. I was informed that they changed their rules and became a bit stringent beginning of this year, and that made me a bit skeptical about joining them as a provider, because I thought if I join them as a provider and they offer the wrong service, then it's something very, very wrong. Or if they go down, and I had speculated, then there's something wrong. However, they opened their new futures branch recently, and that has somehow made me at least a bit lenient with them, because if you're expanding, probably it means you still have more room to go. So I would go with them as number 4. I don't think I've had people complaining a lot on anything against them, but I would go with them as the number 4 firm. The number 3 firm that I would go with is Alpha Capital. So of all the prop firms that I've traded with, Alpha Capital is where I've made the most money in a single account. I think I've made about, I won't go into the specifics, but I've made good money from them. They've never failed to pay. All the payouts that I had, they did them on time, and they did them quite well. However, if you look at the general macro scene, I've seen they have some bad reviews here and there from 1 or 2 individuals. But in my personal experience, I didn't experience any issue and hiccup with them. What I like about them also is they have the MT5. Funded Next also has the MT5. Unfortunately, ForeTraders doesn't have the MT5. They only have TradeLocker and the other platforms. But Alpha Capital is also quite a good firm. And always when I'm looking at Alpha Capital, I always do the 2 steps. So I currently also have a 200k account with them. That's what I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys more on. I've traded with them for quite some time on Alpha Capital, so I know them quite well, and I think it's a reputable firm based in London actually. Number 2 for me would be Fivers. I've used the Fivers. I've actually done a video on Fivers, and Fivers is also quite good. I think they have also the best reputation in terms of number of years that they have been in the market. I think they've been in the market for a very long time. They've done a very good job. I've never had people complaining. In fact, if you look at their reviews, they have the highest rating on reviews, above even FTMO. So the Fivers is also quite a good firm. Their support is quite responsive, and they're also quite fast, and they're based in London. However, when you're using them, be very careful about how you make your payments. Make sure your payments come from your own card. Don't use third-party payments. I've seen people complain about that. So you can try the Fivers. The other limitation is they don't have the 200k account, despite being the longest firm. The maximum they have for the model that most people take is 100k. And finally, top of the top will be the origin of all this, FTMO. I think these have the best ratings so far in the market. They've done a good job maintaining their name. Yes, they have scandals here and there for people being banned or payouts not taking place, but I think generally out of 10, FTMO will obviously be the first one. You don't have any hidden rules. You can have up to 400k in funding. That's also what makes it quite marketable. If you look at a firm like Alpha Capital, for example, it's hard for you to scale up, because once you scale up, they tell you you can't trade the same instrument and the same strategy on 2 different accounts. However, if you look at companies like FTMO, you can be easily allowed to trade those multiple companies and expose yourself to them. So those are the top 5 prop firms that I would go with. The best model for me is the 8 and the 5%. The biggest risk I've seen with traders when it comes to prop firms is they forget that consistency is the main goal, not making money quickly. And the money also gets into people's heads. So if you can avoid those 2 things, just focus on process-oriented decision making and you focus on doing the right thing, then I think generally it can be very easy for you to attain your goals and for you to move forward. So that is my review of the top 5 firms that I would encourage you guys to take up. And if you're interested in taking up a prop firm challenge, you can check out any of the above firms and see what they're likely to offer you. So with that said, peace.